Good evening. The time is 7 p.m. on Monday, December 1st. Please join me in the flag salute. All right. Thank you. I would look for a motion to accept the warrants.
So moved. I haven't looked at them yet, so.
Okay. We'll move on from that as we have not all had a chance to review them. Motion to approve the minutes. We'll have those next week. And would somebody read the announcements, please?
Not prepared here. The town clerk and tax collector will close on Fridays at noon for the remainder of the year. The planning board will meet on Wednesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. This meeting will be for the public hearing for Homes in Different Area Codes, LLC, for a 4-unit minor subdivision with a site walk, first at 4 p.m. at map 22, lot 50. The budget committee will meet Thursday, December 4th at 7 p.m., and the select board will meet on Monday, December 8th at 7 p.m. There will be a special town meeting on Wednesday, December 10th at the fire station to discuss the changing of the town clerk and tax collector from elected positions to appointed positions. The public is urged to attend. The select board is looking for members to join a comprehensive committee. If interested, please contact Alicia at 793-4475 or selectboardadmin@limerickme.org. As part of the hearing of citizens policy, no personal attacks on any individual or firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public, will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns about individual employees or town officials to the chairman of the board of select persons outside the public meeting. Please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org.
Thank you. We'll move on to department reports. I have Anne Marie and Lisa LePage.
Good evening, I'm Anne Marie Carroll, and I have a few final words on the semi-quincentennial celebrations. I have a few thank yous I'd like to hand out. A big thank you goes to Charlie Pellegrino and his family on getting the time capsule ready for resealing and purchasing all the cement and supplies to do that. Charlie was very adamant on submitting an invoice to reseal the time capsule. Thank you for your generosity. A thank you to David Carpenter on attending his second resealing of the time capsule and putting his top hat at the very top of the capsule. Also, it was great to see Joe Harmon, who was one of the original bicentennial time capsule creators 50 years ago with a FR Carroll cement truck to create the time capsule. He was there again, getting his hands dirty, helping to run a small portable cement mixer with Charlie. Thank you, Joe. This time, when we resealed the time capsule, we used 3 5-gallon buckets tied together so that the next committee won't have to go through what we went through, stuffing Lisa's granddaughter down the tube and holding onto her feet while she retrieved the envelopes in the bottom of the 5-foot tube. Peter at Founding Farmers vacuum sealed all the items going into the buckets. We found some last-minute submissions of envelopes. We had extra bags to put them in. We didn't turn anyone away. A special thank you to Nick Pellegrino on taking one of our ideas and running with it. About a month before the time capsule resealing, Lisa and I thought it would be a great idea if we could create some sort of plaque to put in the time capsule. I made a copy of our calendar's front cover logo with a bandstand on it, and my husband took it to LMC Light to see if they could produce something for us, and they couldn't. But they said they may know somebody. So Nick Pellegrino took it upon himself to speak to Jeremy Matthews of North Berwick to see if he could create this plaque. On the Friday night before the time capsule reseal, Nick came to my house and gave us this beautiful steel plaque that Jeremy made for us. Not only one, but he made an extra one that Nick asked who we could give it to, and I told him I had just recently joined the Historical Society, and that it would be great to give it to the ladies, and they were so excited and grateful. And this is a copy. This is the second one that they were gonna We put it up in the Historical Society. So that's what went in the time capsule at the very top. Thank you, Lisa. Jeremy Matthews did this at no charge. What a gracious gift to our town. Thank you, Nick and Jeremy. Thanks to everyone on our 250th committee and all the volunteers to make this event so special. Thank you. Thank you to all the townspeople and visitors that made these two events so special for our town. It was great to see everyone spreading kindness and joy. Thank you to Alicia Buzzell for creating purchase orders and placing orders at a moment's notice for the committee, also making copies the committee needed. She kept a detailed folder for the rec department for the rec director to view at any time. Thank you, Alicia. Finally, a special thank you goes to my co-chair, Lisa LePage, for having my back and bringing her special talents to the table. We worked very well together, and I was very happy with the outcome of our semi-quincentennial and time capsule resealing. We both worked hundreds of hours on these events. We spoke almost every day, if not twice a day. Thank you, Lisa. Now, my last order of business is a summary of all my records. I have detailed records and folders at home, and if anyone needs to view them, please let me know. I'd like to give one of these to all the select persons. This is my last report on this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And would you also give one to the budget committee, and I'll go over it with you. So this has to do with the account now that is still in effect, which is R250202. Back on November 18, 2025, that account number R250202 took in $9,005 on calendar sponsors and calendar sales. You'll see that on the second page. Total receipts and invoices paid in the amount of $3,649.42, and that is on your third page. And you'll see all the invoices, all in purchase orders are all listed in the dollar amounts. Balance left in the account of R250202 is in the amount of $5,355.58. Please transfer $5,355.58 from account number R250202 to the new account G464300 before December 30th, 2025. Account number G464300 is for the restoration of the 1928 antique fire truck. These monies were voted on at a special town meeting by the townspeople on September 2nd, 2025, to transfer any remaining funds from the R250202 to the new account G464300. And this was signed by myself, co-chairman Lisa LePage, and our treasurer, Julie Giles, on November 18th. So tonight, I also received a phone call from Julie about 10 minutes before, and I had to get to another meeting. So I had to do an amendment to this form, and I didn't. And so I have it here. I'd like to read it to you as what it is. It's dated 12/1/2025, and it's in regards to a donation refund check from Shopping Guide, check number 12648 for $25. On November 14th, I met with Julie Giles to go over our account, and we were off $25. I saw we were billed for $125 from the Shopping Guide. Upon checking our purchase order, 44263, it was for $100 for 4 weeks of advertising. Upon checking with the Shopping Guide, they made the error of running the ad for 5 weeks and billed us for 5 weeks. At that time, I decided the ad was run and the bill had already been paid at $125. Instead of the $100, I adjusted the PO to $125. Julie called me tonight to let me know that the Shopping Guide sent her a check for $25 and listed it as a donation check for the semi-quincentennial. So I instructed Julie to code the donation check to the new account number G4643-00. So the new amount going into the account of the G464300 will be $5,380.58. for the budget committee.
Thank you.
Well, and one for you.
Oh, I have one. Can I have an
And
extra
then
one?
we
Yep.
put one. And I made sure Alicia has all that information for the rec department. And I just want to say it was a pleasure working on this. It took a lot of time, but I really enjoyed a lot of the townspeople, met a lot of great people, and it was nice to see the community come together for a really great time. But not only that, to all meet in the fire station. It made it really special. So any of you have any questions regards to that dollar amount? Because you'll see on the 5,355.58, Julie's report is on the very back, and you flip it over, her dollar amount matches my dollar amount. So we should be good to have these funds transferred before the end of the year, because I don't want it to end up in the general fund.
Right.
All right, thank you very much.
And thank you guys for all you did.
You're welcome, Lisa's next.
She actually covered everything. But I want to thank Anne Marie for being such a fantastic chairman. I took this on because the selectmen asked us last December to do this. The Historical Society, Parks and Rec, the Fire Department, and the Research Committee, with no money, but put on this event. No problem. I was the first 2 meetings, then Anne Marie joined me. She looked, I was a little frazzled.
Yeah.
And she joined right in, and we made a huge team. We didn't fight, Howard. You were concerned we were going to have issues. We each brought our own strengths. Even the whole team brought their strengths, and we all worked very well together. It was a great event.
For no money, it was a pretty good
No
event.
money.
Yeah, I mean,
But we're done, right?
Yes,
We are done.
all bills have been paid.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and, and like I said, that check came
Yep.
in today, and Alicia gave me a copy of that deposit, which I have, and I have a box at home with all the folders, everything in it, so if anybody needs to see anything, I have it all in date order, purchase order.
And that account is what the townspeople voted on.
Yep.
Whenever we voted on it.
September 2nd.
September, I
Yeah.
thought, yeah. So, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, next on department reports, I have Gail Libby from the Revitalization Committee.
Hi, Gail Libby. Last week, I asked if I could contact our auditing firm, RHR Smith in Buxton, and I received an email back from the person that I contacted there, and she said she'd be glad to review the SOP for grants. I've asked her, I said I will send you a copy of the draft and get a cost estimate, and then I'll see you folks again, unless you want to give me a ceiling that, well, I can approve and get it going. But I'll wait if you want to.
Perfect. I think that once we get a couple different ways we can go about it. The bid policy says no more than 2,500. I don't think it will be too much. We've paid
I
them
don't
a
think
lot
it
of
will.
money this year. So
Okay.
I would hope that they could
I
find a
will,
way
I will
to.
contact you.
But yeah.
With the number when I get it. I want to move it along if
Yep.
we can. Because we're ready to go with deep bail and ready to set up the accounting. And we want to use this SOP. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. We have Julie on here next, but I guess there was some miscommunication, or she didn't see the email. So she is not here. And next I have Chief Pelletier.
Good evening. So the November Fire Department report, total calls for the month were 48 calls. That brings our yearly total to 626 calls. Of the 48, 13 of those were fire calls and 35 were EMS calls. And of the 35, 5 of those EMS calls were to mutual aid communities. Professional development of our members. We have one member just finished his basic fire school. He's going to be attending the York County Firefighter 1 and 2 in January to get his pro board certification. And we have a member currently in a basic EMT program. From the November ballot, the Lucas CPR device is on order. The new ambulance, the spec is built. We're hoping to get that out the end of this week. And the last thing, subscription ambulance, those forms should be out. If people have questions, then you give me a call. If they need a form, give us a call. We can get them a form. That's it. Questions?
If anybody has any questions, anything fire department related, contact you or the fire department, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, especially billing. I know there was a question last week about billing. I deal with all the billing, so I am that person to reach out to.
Perfect. And there, yeah, just, I know there was a comment last week that we don't train for propane emergencies, but we did a pretty big training in June.
We did. Yep.
And it paid off, so.
Yep. Seems like it did.
Question, the people that have been firefighters in the past, they do not pay for ambulance transfer, right?
There's no policy that says that anywhere. So we deal with the billing company. We have a contract with them, so we have procedures we have to abide by. We're under contract with them. But subscription ambulance, when we put that together 4 years ago, we decided former members and current members would have free subscription. So they don't pay for ambulance. So, but they still have to go through the process. They still have to fill out the form. So part of that process with billing, we submit a list. We're going through that now. We've been getting, I think we've collected almost $9,000 already for this year for the 26 program. We supply a list to the billing company. What they do is when they do the billing, they look down like they do with every bill. You know, is it a BLS transport, ALS transport? You know, what's the mileage? You know, that kind of stuff. They look at the subscription list. So if you're on there, if it's a member of the public, they pay the subscription fee. They don't send them a bill. If even if it's a fire department member, they got to do the form. That way we get them on the list so the billing company knows. And we've been doing that since the inception of the program. You know, one of the issues that can occur, and I don't know if this is there was an issue last week that was talked about apparently, what is not covered as far as the billing company is concerned, if a mutual aid ambulance comes into Limerick and transports a Limerick citizen that has subscription, they're still going to get a bill from that town. So Waterboro, say, comes in, they transport, you know, somebody who's sick or injured, Waterboro is going to bill that person. Okay, if they're under the subscription program, they need to get that bill to us. We've made this clear all along. Get us that bill. We pay the bill out of the subscription fund. So the monies we collect, we will pay for an ambulance if another town transports. So there should never be another dollar out of anybody's pocket. If they sign up for subscription, it's a one-time fee, and you should never pay another penny. And if you do get a bill, call me. Call me, bring it to my office, and we will make sure it gets taken care of. That's the intent of the program.
Perfect. Any other questions? No? All right. Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Next, I open it to hearing of citizens. Is there any hearing of citizens? I'm seeing none. We'll move on to old business. If the rest of the board is okay, do we want to move the mowing bids up to the top? I don't see we have one of the contractors here, so I don't know if we want to.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, we did receive 3 bids. We can each, so 3 bids, 3 of us, we can each open one.
And I'll read this first.
Yeah.
Okay, we received a letter from a citizen in town. We are writing to recommend Jack Cole, a professional landscape specialist, for consideration in performing and mowing and grounds and maintenance for the town of Limerick properties. As local residents who have personally hired and worked with Jack Cole, we can attest to his honesty, punctuality, strong work ethic, and professional capabilities. He has demonstrated the skill set, equipment knowledge, and dependability necessary to perform high-quality work in a timely and efficient manner. Based on his experience, we are confident that Jack Cole would provide excellent service to the town and represent our community in a professional manner. Thanks for your consideration of this recommendation. Respectfully, Cortland Alexander and Lovedale Alexander. Thank you.
All right. So I have one from Lou's Property Maintenance. I think I pronounced that right. Goes down and breaks out the mowing price for each thing, but for a total of $36,000 looks like $36,000 per year. I don't see any other number on there. And yeah, breakdown for mowing and cleanup services to be done for 2026, 27, and 2028 seasons. And then at the bottom it says a total of $36,000 per year.
This bid's from Mr. Maintenance Man. This is mowing services for the town of Limerick as specified in Exhibit A provided by the Selectboard. 3-year contract beginning 5/1/2026 to 10/15/2028 for $38,228.34 per year. We do not accept withholding of payments outlined in Exhibit B bid price. That's it.
They don't accept the 10% that we have in our thing to hold per month. That's what that says.
Okay.
Okay, got one from Professional Landscape Services, 177 Carroll Lane, Limerick, Maine. And just goes over the basic cover letter, and he's got a scope of work, mowing all designated areas to a uniform height of 3 to 4 inches, trimming around buildings, fences, trees, and other obstacles, moving of grass clippings from sidewalks, driveways, and paved areas, reporting any property damage or maintenance concerns to the town, maintaining all equipment in safe and operable condition, and all areas from Exhibit A to be included as part of the work scope. So. And the bid price is $35,405 per year.
Who was that?
Professional Landscape Services. Jackson.
Jackson's?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
All right, I am just doing some quick calculations. Yeah.
You know who this is?
I do not. I've seen that name around, but I don't.
I never have, so.
All right, so looking at the 3 bids, adding up for the yearly totals, Lou's Property Service is $108,000 for a 3-year contract. Mr. Maintenance Man, I want to make sure, I just want to recalculate that one. 38,228.34. Total for Mr. Maintenance Man is $114,685. In total for Professional Landscape Services is $106,215. So is there a motion? I know Jackson holds one of our contracts now, and Mr. Maintenance Man holds the other contract now.
Make a motion to accept the bid from Professional Landscape Services.
I'll second it.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right, congratulations. So we'll get a contract ready, and Alicia will be in touch with you. All right?
I'm gonna go home and get some rest.
Okay, yeah, get ready for that storm. Of course. Congratulations. All right, so we'll go back to the top. Review of legal accounts. There was a bill in this week's warrants from Jensen Baird. It was for an auditor prep letter. It was about $175, I think. And that was one that's been a while, but we were working on. There was also the closing of the Moore building.
That one's been taken care of.
That one's been taken care of.
It's just
Yeah.
to prepare the audit, I think is what it said.
Yeah.
$157.
Yeah, there was 100, and it was want to get that right. Yes, $157.50 for the preparation of the audit letter, and that was just because Jensen Baird had our accounts for part of 2024. So the auditor needed, or from 2023, so the auditor needed some information from them. And so that was their portion. Review of policies, we have to sign the Hearing of Citizens policy. We updated that last week, just some wording changes. And then we'll start reviewing new ones in January, just because the holidays are coming up, budget season. Kind of wanted to try to shorten up the agenda. Howard, municipal parking lot paving update.
Hey, I don't have them here tonight, but
Okay.
I had to meet the plans last week. I'd like to know what you guys think about having those available when we have the town meeting, so people can look at them.
Yeah.
And I'll have the amount broken down.
Yeah, at the special town meeting coming up. Yep. So yeah, we can make those available. I wonder if there's a way to make copies of that information. We probably can, right?
Well, there's two different plans, we can just put them on
On
boards.
one. Yeah, okay, yep. All right, so those will be available at the special town meeting. And is there anything new on the purchase order policy?
No, I think we ought to go ahead as we've got it written, but,
Okay.
and we can tweak it as it goes along, but I know some people aren't happy with it, but it's new, and like anything else, you have to deal with it.
Are you going to vote on that?
I haven't heard him, yeah,
Are you voting on what he's saying?
we're not done the conversation yet. Is there a motion on that?
To go ahead as written.
With the purchase order policy that you wrote? Yeah, is there?
With the understanding that it will be tweaked as we go along based on what problems we run into.
Okay. You made that into a motion?
Yes.
Okay. I will second it for the purpose of discussion. I know that meeting was well attended. We had some good emails about it, and there was some concerns brought up about it. And I think some of them have been addressed. I still feel personally that there are points in that system for where there's human error that can be done with the writing of the numbers. And I know we may disagree on that, but that's just my opinion. So is there any other discussion on that before we take a vote?
Just to add to what you just said,
Yep.
we've got to start somewhere.
Yep. And we do have a policy in place right now that I think if it was followed to its full potential, it would be good. I've said this for the last couple of meetings, that a policy is only as good as the people who can use it. So with that being said, all those in favor? Opposed? All right, so that fails, and we will take that off the agenda. Gail, is there any update on Deep Vale?
Just that everything is in place. We have our award letter. When we finish the SOP, we will have a little meeting about how it's going to be handled accounting-wise, so we don't run into problems like we have in Hollandville.
Yep.
The problem in Hollandville right now is we have a minus $975,000 in a fund that has already been paid, but that's the expense, and it hasn't been, the $1 million has not been recognized. What happened is the treasurer got a check in revenues in the checking account for $1 million. She moved it to the general fund and paid the bill and paid the loan. That's fine, but she left the expenses in the general ledger. Okay, so it threw the fund into a minus $975,000 that has to be paid. She should have recognized it in a fund. She was quite aware that Hollandville was a project funded with a grant. She did the correct thing with the fire department, but she did not do the same thing with Hollandville. So perhaps if we write it all down, we can be consistent with any luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
How does that get paid? Where's that money coming from? Sorry, Gail.
The money's already here. The money, when it came into the checking account, it should have been moved to the fund, which would have been, and it would have offset the expenses. And then when the bill got paid, it would have gone through account, it would have washed, okay? And $25,000 would go to Deepvale. Right now, we all owe $975,000. And we got a loan, and we got a check. So we got $2 million, right? You know, we got $2 million. We had to pay it back, but we had $975,000 worth of expenses. You have to recognize it, okay? And that has not been done, and it has been 1 year. I don't want to rush anybody. You know, my husband always says, don't rush me. You know, when we were building our house, we finished it 35 years later, but I was patient, but I can't be as patient right now, okay? We need to move on, get this straightened out, and I hope the liaison to the treasurer will share what I just said. Thank you.
So to answer the question, I just want to clarify, is that the money has been paid, it's just not on the journal entries. It's
Correct, it's just journal entries.
correct, yep. I was just clarifying,
I just want to make sure we weren't having.
we do not have to come up with $1 million. All right. We already did the mowing contracts, budget information. So discussion from last week, review the department templates. So we have the department templates here. And I think the majority, of these have all of these been presented? Okay.
No, except for fire.
Okay, yeah. But rec ended up going to one of them. I missed one, so I don't, rec had, okay,
No, I don't know if Greg did get to
okay.
that. But his budget is down,
Yeah.
so.
Animal control, did she show up for one of them?
No,
No,
never showed up.
okay.
So those are fire.
Okay.
And he shows you a projection for the
Yep.
last year and then the year moving forward.
And he is presenting this week at budget, and I know his is pretty in detail, so my recommendation would be to wait on that one until he can present it and we can ask him questions. Okay, so the tax collector budget is the first one on here. 2025, the total budget was $64,332, and the 2026 requested budget is $66,038.64. There is a question that I and a few others raised at one of the budget committee meetings was if Judy and Dee Dee are both leaving in March, is there any money for training in the budget? And I don't know if that question had been answered. I missed the last one, and I heard that they went to it, so I don't know if it was answered at the last meeting. But I would like to,
This budget only has a COLA increase.
okay.
So that would be if you wanted to put money in each of them.
Okay.
It's gonna have to be in there.
I was gonna say, I don't know how much is,
And we could, if you had voted for So on her well, it depends on what you want to do. So her total budget only went up. So her total budget only went up 1706, and if you did a 3.5, it could go up around 2,200. So there's.
Yeah, I think that was one of the
Alicia,
questions
do we
too.
know, Alicia, Anastasia, when she was here, what was the budget on her, to her?
You can, is it in the green sheet? It'll be on the green. She has a separate budget.
She had a separate budget, and I don't know
Deputy
if,
town clerk budget. Sorry. Wait,
hello.
that green sheet, that white sheet right there, wait, I think is 2025.
Sorry to the people at home, that was probably loud.
Since they only went up COLA, I think there's like an extra 500 to 600 in each of their budgets.
Yeah,
To get them to 3.5%.
The deputy tax collector and deputy town clerk budget was $30,749.
So there's definitely some money that. they're-
Definitely in there that we could probably use for training. I just want to make sure it's allocated properly.
I would put it into each of these budgets.
You wouldn't?
No, I would.
Yeah. And then I think the question is do we have a deputy tax collector, town clerk?
I mean, you can certainly put money into that budget separately.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
So I don't know if we add a line for training on here. I don't know what a good amount would be. I don't know if it's asking the current to stay for a couple weeks to help onboard a new person. I don't know if they'd be interested in that.
I think that the vote is going to impact this. If the vote next week is an appointed position, I think you could appoint someone sooner than later that could then start training with them if you wanted. Or if it becomes an elected, then there's conversation that can be had with them about
Possibly,
hiring somebody
yeah.
for the position that could then go on the ballot in March.
Yeah.
So there definitely, there's a couple ways to look at it, but certainly does need to be some money allocated one way or the other.
At this point, they haven't turned in any resignations.
No, they haven't, but I mean, they've said it multiple times, and I think we just want to be prepared. They've said it on TV multiple times that they're done in March, which is unfortunate because they both do a good job, but I think we just want to be prepared and not be stuck with our tail between our legs.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to say this, but do we wait until, we can't really wait until after the special town meeting, because that's pushing it close.
We'd have to go back and raise
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, let's see something. So if we take the salary divided by
I was gonna
52
say, can you
weeks.
just divide it out for the amount of months
Yeah.
that you're talking? Honestly, it wouldn't happen until at least January.
What was Anastasia's?
30,749.
Per hour.
2174.
Okay.
So for the tax collector, the salary divided out by 12, so per month it's a little over 5,000. I know that job entails a lot. I don't know if the training could be accomplished in a month. I don't think so either.
I would think more like 3 months.
Yeah,
And it all depends too, right? Like if you had another town clerk who
Correct,
applied.
yeah.
Like, you don't really know where you stand. So I agree with Howard. I would
If I run
probably
for the
plan a
position, it's gonna
few
take like a
months
year
at
to train me,
least
so.
To
Well, they've already
be
said that in
comfortable.
the meetings that they're looking at a year between learning how the state operates and
Yeah.
doing all the reports.
Well, and even if you put it in training, it doesn't mean per se that they can't go to training.
Yeah.
Like, it's used throughout the year for other trainings that they're gonna need to do. I mean, there's stuff somebody completely new was going to have to do as well, so.
How about this? What'd you think about 30,000?
30,000 in just the tax collector office?
Just for the training?
For the training of both positions or just the tax collector?
I'd split it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
I would,
15 apiece.
okay. So I'd look for a motion to add 15,000 to the tax collector and 15,000 to the town clerk for training of the new personnel.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right.
They should have time to get their training, that they have to go out to the state to get training.
What do you mean?
Well, but the town clerk, tax clerk, they have to do outside training.
I think that would,
That'd be all part of it.
yeah, and I think that would depend on how the special town meeting goes. If the special town meeting, we keep somebody elected on Friday, the town clerk's Dee Dee, and on Monday, the town clerk is somebody else if Dee Dee does indeed resign. Yeah, if it turns to appointed, I would be personally in favor of appointing them. Dee Dee and Judy have both said they're done in March. I would be in favor of appointing them maybe sometime January. The 15,000 would cover roughly around 3 months. They can learn alongside of Dee Dee and Judy.
Less disruption,
Correct. Yep.
I think.
Yep. We'll still need to register cars in March. So, with that change, is there a motion to accept and recommend a yes vote on the tax collector budget?
So moved.
Basically, it's a zero budget the rest of the way.
What was that?
Basically, it's no increase on the rest of the way.
No, just the
I'll
COLA.
make a motion, we accept that.
Okay. Do you want, Wade so moved the motion, so do you want to second it? Okay. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so we'll recommend a yes vote on tax collector. The election budget. Election for 2025, the budget was $18,729, and the budget request for 2026 is $19,759.12. Looks to be,
It looks like maybe.
there is some increase for the ballot clerks.
And then the elections at the
Right
bottom.
in the fall.
Yep,
Oh, no, actually, that went down. She went to take that down.
yep.
So where is the increase?
It's
So,
my
okay.
It's my understanding that the voter registrar is appointed by the selectmen. You have the power to do that January 1st. You don't have to wait.
Okay,
You could have a different person. Just saying.
okay.
Thank you.
So looks like the increase is on ballot clerks. 2025, it was 2813, and 2026 requested is 386560. And then another is the FICA Medicare, because with salary increase, so does FICA and Medicare. But looks like the June and November elections went down by 500. So the total increase is a little more than 1,000. So is there a motion to accept and recommend a yes vote for the elections?
Make a motion, we accept.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Town clerk office, 2025 budget request was $60,717. 2026 budget request, I can't do quick math,
It's
with
just COLA again.
with just the COLA, but with the added
We're gonna add a
15,000.
Oh, sorry.
The total budget request for that one will be 77,308. Prior to that 15,000, it was just the COLA increase on the salary line. So with that, is there a motion for a yes vote and to accept the budget with a yes recommendation?
Vote to accept.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. The rec budget. This budget is, I believe, down from last year.
It's on the back.
I knew you wouldn't do me like that. It's on the back. All right. So 2025's budget was $44,405. And 2026 budget request is $36,705. So it's down a little less than 10,000. Some big changes that I've seen is the director, one director at $8,000 a year stipend.
I
Supplies,
think it's mainly in supplies. Directors, they've made one position. So
Okay.
That is up a little bit. The two together last year was 5. But I
Yeah.
think he wanted it to be more appealing.
for one position,
Someone to
yeah,
come on for one person, so supplies is down, so it's kind of made the difference a little bit there.
okay.
But it's still, like I said, lower than,
Do we know why the supplies went down?
I would assume
They didn't spend,
end up-
yeah. Just my worry is,
I mean, they got new picnic tables, so I
Okay.
know that those were, he'd added those in there, and so,
okay.
I mean, you're welcome to,
No, my just worry is bringing on a new director, we're
I
taking
agree.
the supplies budget down, it might
I
be.
I
agree.
have a problem with that total figure. 8,000 is way too much. That's my opinion.
Okay. What would you like to see there? Well, have we advertised? No, we can't, we haven't advertised 8,
So we're
because
just keeping with one director, no co-directors or anything?
that's how it's presented right now.
that's how he's got it now.
And that's how we've been advertising that, right? One director.
So it'd be a $5,000 raise then.
Yeah, right now the budget's 5,000 for 2, and for 1. So each of them get 5,000 now, or no?
No, that was 3,000 for the
Director.
director, the assistant director got 2.
Okay,
So it was 5,000 total for both last year.
The big problem I have with it, we don't know how many hours they put in on this, and
Way more than this. I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that,
well, it'd be kind of nice if they came in and talked to us about it.
the pickleball court. Yeah. I'm sure that the fence is up, the majority of it's up. The majority of it's up. I think that they could probably, the equipment right now, equipment line is 5,000. So I think they could get some stuff from there. I would also maybe be in favor, I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but I don't know if the rec department spends more time than the selectmen weekly, and we get 6,000. We get 6,000 per year, which it's not about the money, but I'm just saying, I don't know if we can take some money away from the director and add it into supplies. I don't know what, if there's a motion,
I'm inclined not to go any more than $4,000 on that stipend. Max.
would we add back in a co-director?
No, just stay with the director. Just have one person.
Okay.
Do we know who they have scheduled for Thursday?
Fire department.
Just the fire department?
I think it's been requested for the rec to come a couple times, is that correct?
I tell them we have to have somebody there.
So he has been requested to come a couple times.
Well,
In that case,
if you're
I'll make
asking for a big
motion
raise.
to table it until they come and speak to us.
Yeah, I think, okay, there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? All right. All right, the animal control budget. The 2025 budget was $19,096, and the 2026 budget requested is $27,440. So that is up a significant amount. It looks like the majority of it, it's kind of split up. So,
I do need to adjust, I must have printed the old one. I have that amount for the welfare, I have that new amount.
the animal welfare, okay,
Yes, we'll put that in, so we have the correct one.
okay. Do you know rough,
We got
You're
it,
looking- okay.
we got it a couple weeks ago.
I think she's looking for it, so we can just have the amount.
520782.
520782.
So that budget.
Okay. So the stipend went up from $9,252 to $15,600. The FICA and Medicare went up from $700 to $1,100. The training and seminars went from, if I'm reading this right, went from $1,500 down to $200. And the mileage reimbursement went from $2,500 to $4,200.
And equipment's new,
And equipment of $200.
which isn't bad because we did
Yep.
buy her a cat.
I can tell you that
So there should be
the
some.
200 for equipment is very reasonable. It's very, very expensive.
I think I did ask her for an explanation on and I did forward, like you guys did
Yeah.
have that at one point.
Wade, what has been the stipend in the past for that? Seems awful high.
15,600 is, if you go like on a per capita for the amount of people in town, that would probably be for a town of 8,000 people.
Did we grow?
Well, why don't we just table it and see if she give her one last chance to come in on Thursday?
She did give an explanation in
did?
email.
Okay.
And Brady didn't believe that it was a well enough explanation for that much of an increase. I don't want to, hammer on people, but I have met her twice in my 3 years of being here. I believe that that is a large stipend.
I wouldn't want to see at
Is
this
this-
point
am I looking at
any increase at all on that one.
Looking at the wrong green sheet. I just want to look at one thing from this green sheet, so,
Can you send us if we table this, can you send us
the email?
the email?
Yeah.
And then we'll take it up again?
Yeah, in 2023, the stipend was $7,800, and last year it went up to $9,200.
Oh, okay.
So that was already an increase from 2023 to 24, and now it's another request for a major increase, which I don't think is warranted, but, so is there, their motion on this one?
See, we table it until we get that explanation you have
Yep.
and take it up with these others.
Okay. There's a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? All right. I'm just going to make a note. Do you have the email there by chance?
Yeah, I mean, we sent it back in October, so I'm trying very
Yeah.
hard right now to, the tabling that we're doing, because remember, your warrant is due January 5th. Like, that's bottom line everything. But I will resend it.
Well, I guess, I mean, if you have it there, I could pull it up too.
I'm not sure what you want.
No, yeah, I think this one is
She's asking for a $6,000 raise. Its cost of living is more expensive. That's the email. So, I don't know if you need to ponder on that for a week.
no. So I guess my question is, yes, we can change the budgets.
Yeah, you have every,
Yeah.
it says,
No, I was just, yeah, I think.
okay, because I'm,
I think now that we do have, I mean, we do have the animal welfare contract, and that email was not, the cost of living went up.
that was all.
That was the reason for the increase.
And cost of living is 2.8. If we do our 3.5, that's more than cost of living. I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want.
No,
but
yeah.
just-
Well, I know we just have to also keep in mind that you have to write this, so. So if we do the cost of living increase on the stipend line, it's 9,511. I know that I looked at this at the budget meeting, and I don't want to, once again, be wrong, but I believe that the overall responses were down in 2024 compared to 2023. So, I mean, I would be okay with keeping the budget the same, but maybe raising that stipend slightly. I know animal control can't, I mean, that's a job that's 24 hours a day on call.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
365 days a year.
I've seen Wade in Newfield before, and so I mean, I would be okay with giving the cost of living stipend raise in the stipend line. I just can't justify a $6,000 raise. So I guess, well, before
Say the previous year, though, they got,
there was a raise from 7,800 to that.
over $2,000 raise there.
I mean, the year before was 25% increase,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. So 2023 to 2024, it was just echoing what Alicia said, 25% increase in her budget on the stipend line. So if we do the 2026 budget, I'm just going to write numbers in, 9,252. If we keep the salary the same, would FICA and Medicare stay the same?
No, will change. So you want to do 3.5%? So that's adding 324.
On FICA? And
No, I'm sorry.
I would be,
I get 957, I get
I would be-
9,576, if just did a 3.5%. Oh, you mean just do 2.8?
I would leave
Okay.
the salary the same,
Okay.
9,252.
Oh, you'd leave it the same?
This is me, I'm one of three. Yeah, I just wanted to get
Well,
some
when you
numbers.
guys- If you vote on it, I will
Yep.
change
Um,
the unless
This
you
is
have a,
already, that's already had that much of an increase previous to
Yeah.
that. I don't see any more than
Would
that.
FICA and Medicare stay the same if we kept the salary the same?
no, FICA will change if you're going to vote on 9,252. Oh, no, because you're right, FICA is the same, sorry. it's
Okay,
7.5,
yep.
Yes,
So we keep it the same.
that would be the same, sorry. So it'd be 700.
Training and seminars. If I line these up, are they side by side, Alicia? I just want to make sure I'm reading the right line.
Yes, you're right.
So training and seminars in 2025 was 1,500, and 2026 requested was 200. I would almost,
A lot of the classes we take now are online, lunch and learns from 12 to 1.
do they cost money?
Nope.
Okay.
There are, in a case where if you don't have all your credits, you may have to go take another one, and it may be in Bangor, it may
Yep.
be wherever.
I just want to make sure we're not covering training.
Not covering, yeah.
So would you think 200 is a fair enough amount?
Yeah.
Okay. And then mileage reimbursement, I do believe that we don't provide them a vehicle. Mileage reimbursement, if that is a calculation based on what she's driven.
Question is how much we paid this year.
Yeah, I don't have a report in front of me to show what we've paid this year in mileage. But 2025's budget was 2,500.
That's an awful increase.
I will agree with her that gas has gone up. And I think that, what's the federal reimbursement, 67 cents a mile? $60? No. 75.
No.
Budget last year's
Let's ask Siri.
Budget was 2,500 last year.
Does it show how much was spent on that report?
Right now, she spent, year-to-date, 3,500.
So she spent 3,500?
We spent over.
Okay. So I think,
That's
That's
fine.
probably a fair.
yeah, I think that would be a fair amount then, because we still have some of the year left. Okay, let's do some quick math. So 9252 plus $700 for FICA and Medicare, 200 for training, 4260 for mileage reimbursement, and an equipment line of 200, which would be added.
Plus
yeah.
520782.
5207.82.
1981982.
Why do I even need a calculator? 19819.82. And
Say that again.
19819.82.
82. So it's only, not much, so.
Up 8, yeah,
Something.
up a little less than 700. I feel comfortable with this budget, so I would look for a motion to accept the budget and recommend a yes vote with the changes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second, is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Transfer station, the 2025 budget.
On the last page.
Yeah. So the 2025 budget was $647,014, and the budget request for 2026 is $655,994. Looks like a COLA increase for a lot of it. FICA Medicare as well. Salaries were a COLA increase, is that correct? Okay. Salaries were COLA. Training stayed the same. Travel stayed the same. Supplies stayed the same. Membership dues went up $100 because of the cost of rising membership dues. Electric has stayed the same. Porta potties went up due to the increase in the porta potties. Cell phone went down. Advertising stayed the same. Special services, grinding and compactor went from $8,000 to $12,000, assuming because costs went up on that. Eco-Main bulky waste went from $25,800 to $31,800. That's a contract amount. That's contracted. Light-duty equipment went from 15,000 down to 9,000. Tipping fees for Eco-Main single-sort recycling stayed the same. Demo landfill went up by 5,000. Recycling went from 2,000 to 0, because that's covered under Eco-Main. So the operation of the transfer station, is $207,014, was requested in 2025, and requested in 2026 is $215,994. The next line is contracted services. Mellon and Sons contract, which expires on 12/31/2027, is $300,000 a year, same as 2025. Tipping fees has stayed the same, so the total number that I read at the beginning is accurate, of $655,994, and those are all those combined. Capital project requests, there is request to pave some of it, pave the upper portion in front of the, I'm gonna guess here, heavy waste compactor? Household waste, darn. I was close. Per the 5-year plan as filed last year with us, is an estimate, so the capital project is $57,500. So for starters, I would look for a motion to accept and recommend a yes vote on the transfer station budget, not including capital projects right now.
So moved.
One here, that question.
Okay, I'll
Joanne-
second for
I was
discussion.
gonna say, Joanne's budget's super conscientious. Hers is not up nearly 3.5%. 3.5% raise should be, or increase should be $22,000 in her budget. She is just under 9,000. So that's pretty good for that budget.
I know it was. What do you anticipate, Joanne, on the grinding and compactor? Why the $4,000? Why the $4,000 increase?
For which one?
Under specialized services.
Specialized services, grinding, compacting.
Grinding? That's grinding the...
Right, but what do you anticipate it's gonna take $4,000 more?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It went up because, is that what we've spent this year so far? He's just wondering what the increase is for.
The volume we're taking in.
Okay,
okay.
all right. Any further discussion on this? All those in favor? All right. And then is there a motion on the capital project? To accept it and recommend a yes vote on the capital project. This was part of the 5-year plan that was presented, and is being followed, hopefully. I'm seeing no motion. All right. All right, so
What was that for?
I hate to say it, but I think we ought to put this off a year because of increases.
the paving,
Increases and stuff we've got.
What was the motion?
there wasn't a motion. For the capital project.
Oh, I thought we did the whole thing.
No, the yes was for the
capital will be a separate question.
the capital would be a separate question.
You want
so-
to add it as a question?
Was there a motion or wasn't there?
There was not a motion made, but there certainly can be.
So moved.
And I will second for discussion. You said you were worried because prices are going up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't see if is this a finished or is this a base?
Base.
If we get it, did you get any bids on this?
Got an estimate.
it will be put out for bid, but I have an estimate.
I am,
It's pretty reputable.
yeah, with the prices, I mean, prices are going up year to year, but next year it could go up from 57,000 to 75,000. I know to get my driveway paved, it was an estimate of 30,000, and I said no. So I,
You know, we don't have to do it, but every year we have to bring in more gravel and, you know, because it gets plowed off. and
my driveway's the same.
traffic
Yeah,
there is unbelievable.
I don't have as much traffic.
And after we get the base, I've been told that the original one, which was done in 2010, is gonna have to have a top coat because it's deteriorating.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, Joanne, can we put this off a year? Can we put this off a year? Because I'm concerned about the total budget here. And 57,000's a lot of money for one little project, but
Well, the taxpayers can vote it down.
Yeah, and
It'll
it
be a
might not be
question.
57, it could come in cheaper, but it's, that's what would be budgeted, and if it doesn't get spent, it doesn't, you know, we have a vote to move it back in. But I think if we're worried because the prices are going up, prices have been going up year after year, so I don't know if paving will go down within a year. And I'm afraid that, it's just me personally, once again, I'm afraid that if we push something a year, next year, we'll try to push it again. And that's just from that's what I've experienced on my 3 years as the board is push stuff down the road, big snowball hits us all at once. So I,
To kick the can down.
no. So there's a motion, and a second. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? All right. All right, next budget to go over is the Emergency Management Administration. 2025 budget request was $11,750. 2026 budget request is $12,100. This one. The emergency management. So a total increase of 500, 400, 450?
Yep.
Looks like office supplies went from 150 to 300. Office supplies are going up yearly. The EMA director went up from 25 to 2,600, and the EMA deputy went up from 2,000 to 2,100. I will say that they do a lot of work when there are storms. I sometimes work storm coverage shifts, and they are up as long as I am. So I would look for a motion to accept this budget and recommend a yes vote.
I have a question. Why, if we're giving the director 2,600, why is the deputy getting $500 less? Shouldn't I be getting less than that? It seems like just a...
No, I mean,
not- it just
I'll second for
doesn't
discussion. I don't know. I think that's pretty fair. They probably both do the same amount of work. If not, the director might do a little bit more. I think that
Well, it's the father and son deal, right?
I'm not. I know Ray Bishop. I don't know if his son is his son the deputy. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's an issue per se. I mean, I think that they probably do the same. I mean, I don't get paid more as the chairman of the board, so I don't see that being an issue, but we can certainly change that. The budget has been like that for a while. I want to say it's been like a $500 difference because they both do a lot of work. And the only other thing, yeah, so, is there any further discussion? No, yeah, is there any further discussion? Yes, I do, sorry. I think he answered this, the generator service. So for 2025, we needed 5,000 in there to service it because it hadn't been serviced in quite a while. But 2026 budget request is the same amount of 5,000 for annual service. And I hope, and I might be wrong, but I hope annual service isn't the same as a 13-year service, because if it is, I say we wait 13 years. Obviously, joking, but
That shouldn't be that much next year.
I think he did give us a reason. Is that correct? Like I want to say he emailed us a reason, but I don't know if, I think 5,000 might be, like I said, if we did that for a 13-year service, I don't think we need that for an annual service.
I do know, I talked to Ray once, and he said that they had to take it to CAT,
Yep.
and they're the only ones that can do the work on that. So, I mean, we're paying through the nose for going to CAT.
Oh, yeah, but I think if we paid 5,000 for them to do a 13-year service, I hope we're not paying 5,000 for annual service. Because if so, I'm waiting 13 years. If we can get 13 years of 5,000 instead of yearly. But I would be okay. I mean, I'd be
curious what was involved in that $5,000 this year.
Yeah, I want to say, I know I want to say he emailed us. Okay,
He's
yep.
gotten it back yet. Not sure. I think that was in November that he was waiting on. I haven't seen.
November 13th.
I haven't seen the invoice come in yet, so.
Okay, yeah. The trailer has been picked up, so, because we reimbursed him for mileage.
I just haven't seen.
Let me
the
ask you this,
invoice
can we look at that bill and find out what's going on there, and then,
I don't know if we've gotten the bill yet.
well, we can find out. Because I agree with you, it's $5,000 again for another year. Something doesn't sound right there.
Yeah, and I mean, I just wanted to bring that up. I know that Ray is a pretty smart man, so there's probably a reason. It wasn't an oversight, probably. I think it might have been after 13 years, get what could be done in that 5,000, and then now it's just to catch up?
Yeah,
Or?
I'm just wondering if
Yeah.
there's a big ticket item in there.
Yeah,
that
I'm just
we're not
afraid.
aware of.
I just don't
It's
want
not
to
gonna happen again, that's all.
keep pushing stuff off. So I don't know. I don't know if we drop it to 4,000. Obviously, we need annual service on that generator. We have to pay him mileage for him to bring that up there.
Can we find out and bring this up next week and finalize it?
I think that's okay.
That was another email back in October, just so you know.
So there what? I just tried to find an email.
Ray sent his email back in October, like with this budget, like these, I mean, I'm all for waiting on, but I also feel like the job hasn't been. Moving on.
The other thing I question on that is if there was out of that $5,000 this year, let's say there was a $2,000 part or whatever they had to have in there that we're never gonna have to worry about again, or not for another 13 years. Why put it in the budget?
The next budget is the planning board budget. 2025 budget was $12,693. The 2026 budget request is $12,796. $103 increase. So yeah, that would just be the COLA increase. So I would look for a motion to accept that budget and recommend a yes.
One question.
Yeah.
The legal, that all comes under one heading, right?
Legal's one budget.
One budget?
Yeah.
Okay,
So is there a motion to accept it and recommend a yes vote?
so moved.
I'll second it. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Alrighty. The constable budget. So we'll go just over the actual budget itself, no capital project right now. 2025 budget was $10,145, and the 2026 requested is $10,300. The increase looks to be in the FICA and Medicare, and that was the only increase. So I'd look for a motion to accept the budget and recommend a yes vote.
So moved.
All right, and I'll second it for discussion. Okay, second. Is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor? All right, and then there is a capital project reserve or a capital project request for a constable vehicle for $6,000. Is there a motion to put that on the warrant?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? I'll second for discussion. The reason why I would be opposed to this is it was voted on last year to the town. The townspeople voted it down. I'm trying to be better about keep putting stuff back on the ballot that's been voted down in the past because that reason. But I think that there are programs through the state to get used, whether it's a game warden vehicle or something like that. There are programs to get, I know Massabesic sends a letter each year saying that they have some buses. I don't know if we want to stay in a school bus. But if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so it would be a $6,000 request for constable and another $6,000 under code enforcement. And I just feel that the request last year for 15 was voted down. So I would be opposed to that. I believe he does need a vehicle, but I think there are more cost-effective and better ways to get a vehicle for him through state programs. And I think I said this last year, but I will take it on to look into said programs to get him a vehicle.
Now, how did that get, that was a special vote? That was a separate article, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And wasn't there a reason why we had to put it on there like that?
Well, we wanted it out, had people vote out of code fees. You're asking them to transfer $15,000 from code fees for it.
And yeah, I mean, there's some pros to buying the vehicle that would be, I mean, it's not a guarantee, but the vehicle at hand, it's already lettered, it's already set up. But it's also not just buying a vehicle, it's adding to the insurance fees each year, it's paying for the gas, it's paying for the mileage, it's paying for the repairs, the maintenance, the inspection stickers, tires, brakes. It's a lot, and I do agree that he does drive a lot of miles, and he has to cover those costs now. But that was known when the job was taken.
But he is getting mileage.
Yep, he does get mileage reimbursement.
I don't see any sense in buying this myself, but
Yep. So there was a motion, a second to put it on the warrant. All those in favor? And all those opposed? All right. So the constable budget itself passes, the capital project does not. The code enforcement office budget, 2025 budget, The total requested was $133,987. And the 2026 budget request is $141,575.88. Looks like the code enforcement secretary budget went down a little bit. That was an hour calculation.
Yeah, it was just an hourly, if you figure out from last year the hours, it wasn't calculated correctly.
So that went down about 2,000 because of an hour calculation mishap. Then there's vacation for the code enforcement officer deputy.
I think was that discussed at a meeting that you,
I think it was because someone needs to
Lower.
replace him when he's not here
yeah,
on vacation.
to lower that amount though, I can't remember what you,
I think we mentioned it, but we didn't make anything official. Let's do some quick math. It's my favorite word, but it's never quick. 82, 320.
How did he arrive at those figures? That's what I want to know.
So roughly each week for the code enforcement officer, it's $1,583 before taxes. So that would be 4 weeks vacation, which he is entitled to vacation, but we wouldn't have to have somebody sitting in that office the same as him. The code enforcement officer deputy for when he is on vacation would be to do inspections. I don't believe that Stan has or will take a 4-week direct vacation straight, but just spread out throughout the year. If he takes a day here and there and he needs someone to cover an inspection, I would feel comfortable kind of limiting that budget a little bit down. I think a number that was thrown out at one of the meetings was like 3,500, but I think even then we might be, we'll be safe. We'll definitely be safe with that. And then vacation for the code enforcement secretary was to cover Dottie's tasks while she's not here. But we haven't budgeted anything for that in the past. So I think for the code enforcement officer vacation, we can, I think there is 3,500 an agreeable number between the board. That's to cover inspections while Stan is out.
Yes. To say 3,035.
3,000? Okay. Are you okay with that? 3,000? I think that's fine. I mean, even that would be 2 full weeks. And so if we don't spend it, we don't spend it. And then vacation for the code enforcement secretary. Alicia, do you know why that was added in this year? No. There must have been a reason for it, but I just,
Say no.
yeah.
What, how many weeks does she have?
Well, she does 15 hours per week.
No, I mean, that would be what?
So, yeah, 9:45, 60.
3 weeks. So that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, so 3 weeks vacation, but that would be to have somebody sit in the seat for 15 hours a week, which I don't know. We haven't done that in the past. I think like when things need to be picked up, it's either Alicia absorbs it or somebody else absorbs it. Alicia absorbs a lot. So I think.
Well, I don't even know how would we do that? We would have to have somebody on call, they would have to have somebody on call that knows how to.
Yeah, I mean, I think we haven't budgeted for it. previously. So I don't know if, I mean, do we do the same thing and drop it to half? So, maybe Alicia doesn't have to absorb everything. I mean, I don't want to say there's not much because there's a lot that goes on in that office.
It would be minimal, I don't do, Dottie's job's completely
Okay.
different than mine. They're both pretty good about, they're definitely deserve their vacations.
Yeah.
But, you're talking, like, she splits this with her budget with
Assessing.
too, so.
Has she even taken vacation?
I don't think so. I don't.
Is there somebody trained to do the work already?
I don't know. I would feel comfortable maybe dropping it 400 like we did with the code enforcement.
I think the biggest thing is if we put into the budgets their vacations, and this works for mine, this works for, is if they left, we have to pay out their vacation to them.
Yeah.
So whatever they're entitled has to come out of. So if you got to the end of the year and she left and hadn't taken, or her
Yeah.
time, so, like, you can lower it if you just see what I mean? I just think that's why we put it in, because they're entitled, take it. If they don't take it and you left, like, she's entitled to 4 weeks at this point, so.
Would that be paid out of that account or the earned paid leave account?
No, vacation and earned paid leave are two separate.
Okay. Cindy?
I guess what Alicia just said, so if, I don't even know that, I don't remember her ever taking.
No, I
vacation.
was gonna say, since I've been here, I'm not sure she's taken a full week. She might take a day or two
Yeah.
here or
A day
there.
or two here and there, but.
She's very dedicated to being
Also,
there.
and like Alicia's, I'll just restate what you just said. If she were to retire, she could take a payout of her 3 or 4 weeks vacation, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Budgeted to cover it.
We should budget
That's
to
why
cover it.
that's why we budget.
And maybe she would take a vacation if she knew there was money there and you could hire, maybe Alicia would want to come in an extra
Could never train
15
anybody
hours.
for that
I
job.
don't know. I don't know. I think.
I just don't want to see us empty out those
Yeah,
lines,
yeah.
because that's why we do it. Not that we think that we're just gonna get somebody to come in and sit in there.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's
cautious
changed
of-
this year because you changed
The personnel policy.
the
Yeah.
personnel policy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that isn't her vacation time that she's asking for.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's.
And if she doesn't take it at the end of the year, she can roll over half of it, according to the personnel policy. She can roll over half of the hours. And I don't think there's any limit to the amount. Sometimes towns let you roll over and keep like 200 hours, but I don't think we have a limit
Oh,
in the personnel policy.
Our EPL is it 40 hours?
I know as an employee, I'm allowed to roll over 40.
Yes, that's EPL time.
That's EPL. Yeah.
Yeah, we can roll over half.
I don't know I don't get the other stuff, so I don't know
Yeah.
what that is. I would have to refer to the personnel policy. But those are very good points with
It's probably
being
her
able
vacation.
to pay out. So I guess with that being said, I would be maybe inclined to raise that back up to the amount, because,
If we've already dropped stands down,
yeah,
kind of got it with hers.
Well, Stan's is vacation for a deputy.
yeah, Stan's is a different vacation for a deputy.
Vacation is for,
Stan's is in his salary and hourly employees are different,
Yeah.
so.
So I think dropping Stan, that
There's a
code enforcement officer for deputy is fine, because his
I
vacation.
think if that's what if she's entitled to her vacation and she doesn't, then she should get that.
Yeah. Thank you guys for bringing that up. So I'd be okay with keeping that at the 945, because that is a good point. The personnel policy did change from last year, so that's probably why it hasn't been budgeted in the previous years. So are we okay with keeping that at the 945.60
I am.
with her? You're not? Okay. So then the next line is the earned paid leave for the code officer and the code secretary is 0 because we have a special account for that. Training went from 1250 to 1294. That's the COLA,
The what one?
the training line, 1250 to 1294.
That's just the training that Stan does?
Okay. Yeah, just 1294.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he just upped
Yeah.
the little bit that he upped. Yes.
Travel expense went from 2750 to 2850. Yes. Supplies stayed the same at 8,000.
What the hell does he use $8,000 on supplies for?
He prints a lot on that special printer.
The map printer scanner that we use, when we have to buy the colored ink for it, is like almost $1,500 for every color.
Yeah.
That's super expensive.
We have one of those at my work,
I
and
think it's
it's
almost $300 a color.
it makes me puke ordering the color.
Me too. It's ridiculous.
I can't,
believe
yeah.
that expensive. But
I make somebody else push the button.
yeah.
Yeah. Membership stayed the same at 500. Cell phone stayed the same at 900. And computer, 4,200, stayed the same. And the third-party software went from 8,500 down to 8,000. So with the changes, 141,575.88. Okay, let's do that again. I could not be a math teacher. That's for sure.
Stand had bigger buttons too.
Yeah. So the budget went with the changes that were made from 141,575.88 to 138,243.60.
Did you change the FICA? So you're gonna,
I don't know how to do that calculation.
that's fine. So it's so actually the FICA, I think, wasn't calculated correctly. I don't know if you did 7.56, it should be 7.65. So I get for FICA on 82,320, 1840, 18,439, 3,000, and 9,460 is 8,009.
8,009.
So then you re-add them. I get 138,460.
138,470.
45760.
45760. Okay. All right. So with those changes, is there a recommendation for a yes vote and to accept the budget as written with those changes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. And then there is a capital project requests of $6,000 for a vehicle. Is there a motion to put that on the ballot?
No.
Seeing none, we will move on. Repair of highways. The budget for 2025 was $199,985 for 2025. The 2026 budget request is $255,560. There are some significant ups in this budget. Some of the reasons is we do have a new road commissioner this year. He didn't make the budget in 2025 for him to follow. So he is making this budget for 2026 what he expects will cost. Where it went up was on the payroll, the 2.75% COLA, as well as a raise of 6.75%. FICA Medicare went up accordingly. Supplies and miscellaneous went from $2,000 to $2,500. The hot and cold patch went from $2,000 to $2,500. Culverts went from $5,000 to $6,000. Road signs went from $2,000 to $5,000. Aggregate went from $35,000 to $40,000. Mowing and brush removal went from $8,000 to $10,200. Hazardous trees, which we know are a big issue around town, went from $6,000 to $20,000. Line striping went from $10,000 to $14,000. Heavy-duty equipment went from $65,000 to $80,000. Light-duty equipment went from $10,000 to $15,000. So are there any, I guess we'll do a motion for discussion. Is there a motion to accept it and recommend a yes vote?
So moved.
And I'll second it for the purpose of discussion. Is there any discussion?
The mowing and brush removal, he's got a $2,200 increase.
Yep.
I'm just wondering what he's gonna be doing, if he's gonna be cutting the roads back, because boy, they're growing out awful.
He actually did quite a bit this year. I'm sure he's got more planned, but it does.
Yeah, they have done.
They just did the mowing, but as far as.
No, they cut a lot of brush back, but with talking to him, he wants to do a lot more because a lot of the roads there are grown back in
And from what I've seen on the roads that I travel, they were a lot of like the back road blind spots. There was a big one on Emery Corner Road that I used to drive past every day, but now it's not as bad. They cut it. I drove past them when they cut it down. There was one right at the Secaucus Lake Veterans Memorial Bridge. That was a bad one. You can never really see cars coming around the corner. They cut that one back. So I would assume Stonehill Road, they did a lot of work on. And those are just the three that I know of. And they work a lot. So I'm sure that that's probably what that is the brush removal and mowing back. And I'm sure some of that can be tied into the hazardous trees as well. Here and there, because some of those are probably roadside.
Yeah.
We'll see some of them tomorrow, I'm sure.
You can count on it.
Yeah. I'll be out there with a chainsaw.
as long as we don't lose power.
Yeah, well. Is there any further discussion?
No.
All right, a motion and a second has been made for a yes vote. All those in favor? All right. Oh, I thought we were done. Paving, 2025. there was $300,000 requested for paving of New Dam Road and Stone Hill Road. 2026 requested is $400,000. So for discussion purposes, is there a motion to accept it and make a yes vote?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Or a second, okay. Is there any discussion? Do we know what, oh, right here.
So where is he doing this?
So
It says Johnson Road.
Johnson Road, Foss Road to Route 11 to Rangy Road,
Okay.
Emery Corner Road, Pump Station to Sawyer Mountain Road, Rangy Road, Route 11 to 511 Rangy Road, 551 Rangy Road. Thank you. Yeah. Dole's Ridge Road, complete sections that were undone, and Watson Hill Road. So a lot more roads. A lot more roads. I don't know if 400 will be enough. Like I said, I mean, for one of the driveways on Watson Hill Road, it was 30,000, so. Do we want to possibly raise that a little bit? I'll remind everybody, even us raising it.
It's going $100,000 more over
Yeah.
last year, so I'd say keep it rather than 400.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me too. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? All right. And best for last, we have the library. I pronounced it right. 2025 budget request was $95,569, and the 2026 budget request is $97,981.
Again, somebody who's super conscientious.
Yes.
about their budgets. They weren't even close to the 3.5%.
Say that loud.
I know. I know. I mean, that does need to go recognized.
Yeah.
We voted for 3.5%, and hers and Joanne's were
Far under.
very, they really looked at them.
So for discussion, is there a motion to accept the budget and recommend a yes vote?
So moved.
Second it.
All right, is there any discussion?
Where is? $25 budget.
I don't know if 2025, is it?
Oh, sorry, no, I just had this one. I know, I slacked
Alicia.
on this one.
Jeez.
I know.
We asked you to do one thing.
I know.
Here's the green sheet for it. Okay, yeah.
That's a couple $1,000 more.
Yeah, I think that's, goes to show that, like Alicia said, Joanne and Cindy have been very conscientious in their budget request for this year. So with that, there is a motion and a second, is it?
Question,
Yeah.
Cindy, what is the contracted services?
What is, covered under that? So under contracted services, we have things like our photocopier, rug cleaning,
Okay.
a couple things like that. I can't remember exactly, I don't have it right in front of me, but I know. Probably also our online database card catalog system is a contracted service.
Okay.
I see under professional services, computer technologies and that. Don't we have, well, if we ever get hold of him, a contracted services for the computers? Why is this separate?
Can I see that?
I will say, your contracted services last year, your budget was $7,600.
$1,188 for computer.
I do need those glasses. The contracted services budget last year was 72, and this year the request is for 36. So that went down significantly.
So you're looking at the computer technology budget, so that's if we have to buy things. Sometimes our toner that we buy. Sometimes there's sometimes an overage if because we have a contract with the photocopy company, and there's sometimes an overage, so that's just that kind of stuff that kind of comes up. There's also the AVG virus protection.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that is because we've got, obviously, a lot of computers around here and paper. I'm just wondering how much, if we can see some savings in grouping those together another, we don't have to do it this time, but another time.
Yeah, and that,
Not
I mean,
that I think anything's getting squandered or anything, but it's just a little bit here and a little bit there.
Well, those are just different things that we buy separate.
But if we have like services like modem waves, if he ever calls me back,
Right.
find out what's a,
For our service, we have the main school library network, and they're free,
okay.
so.
As far as fixing your computers, it's modem waves, or is it
No,
state?
we don't use modem waves at all. We
Okay.
don't have problems with our computers. I shouldn't say that.
can you do a training?
I just found something out, I thought you did.
No, we don't use the modem waves, and so our internet connection is through the main school library network, and that's based up out of Orono. So if we need help, we call the help desk, and they talk us through. Sue is my assistant librarian, technology librarian, and she does a lot of that herself at a minimal wage. She certainly does not get paid what she's worth. Right now, I think she's $18.51 an hour, and we just did the 2.75. Yeah, well, there was also the 1%. The Board of Trustees voted to do the 1%, like a merit raise for each.
Yeah.
And then the 2.75.
All right, perfect.
I think you do a great job for what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so there is a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? All right, that passes. That is the last of the budgets for tonight, I think, right? Did I miss any? No. Okay, good, awesome, love it. Discussion of a new system administrator. We had somebody who reached out a couple times. He took over Leamington's contract. So I reached out to him. He wants to set up a meeting. I did also have somebody reach out a few weeks ago that I haven't reached out to yet, but I will, and maybe we can set up, whether it's an executive session or a meeting. He kind of just wants like a number of computers.
Just a casual meeting,
Yeah.
instead of having we don't have to have an executive session.
Yeah,
for that.
he just, like, the guy who I reached out to requested, like, what he wants us to do, how many computers it would cover. So I just need to grab that information, and I can get back to him, and he can give me a proposal. And I'll also reach out to that person who reached out to me when they heard we were first having issues, and I'll give them the same info.
I'd just like to know why modem waves is not returning calls. He started out good, but it just went right down the tube after. Crazy.
Discussion of a new auditing firm. There was requests for proposals sent out to 4 places. Alicia called them last Wednesday, and they were sent out.
So I talked to the ones that got sent. They all wanted to look at the proposal and our draft audit that we had. So they all got that last Wednesday. And I will check back with the 2 that I left messages for to see if they're interested in getting it as well. So.
Perfect, thank you.
Before I forget, I know
Yeah.
this isn't on the agenda, but it came up because of the storm tomorrow.
Yep.
Dee Dee brought it up to me this afternoon. Do we want to close down if we're going to have storm, let's say at noon tomorrow? Because it's not supposed to hit here till around 2 o'clock. Noon
Yeah,
to...
Usually we follow whatever school, or normally we follow the school.
the school.
Schools are already
I was
canceled.
gonna say all the schools.
My work's already
Really?
canceled. I called off work tomorrow.
It's not supposed to hit here till like...
They don't have a snowflake, but they're canceled.
Yeah. That's
To be in
budget at
school
work.
again. So yeah, I mean, I think if the schools are canceled, you said?
Not canceled.
So I think that we'll follow suit like we normally did. I mean, we can make that into a motion to close tomorrow.
State of Maine's closing at noon.
Okay, I think that's more, yeah.
Make a motion, we close at noon.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so we will close at noon tomorrow, December 2nd. Next on the agenda is the risk reduction grant. We'll take that off the agenda. We discussed that last week. Next on the agenda is the SOP grant update. We talked about that briefly during Gail's Revitalization Committee Department report. We're waiting on a price from the auditing firm. Transfer station employee, Gary Smith has offered to fix the attendant building that needs to be fixed with funds from the bottle account, and to do that. So I would look for a motion to allow Gary Smith to do said work.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Thank you, Gary. All those in favor? All right, so that is approved, and he can start that, so you guys can stay nice and toasty down there. Recreation Director, we do have a new, or we have an email from John. Did you print off the email, Alicia?
It's his resume.
Just his resume, okay.
Yep. I don't know if you want to meet with him. He did come in. We've had a conversation, so I think it's kind of
Be a
in
good
your.
idea. Just if we all get copies
Yeah.
of that, so we can read it, and then...
I think what we can
You
also,
all do
We
have
have
a
you have
tape.
copies.
It's in your packet.
Yep, right there. And I think what we can do is, we had a couple people reach out via email a while ago. I can compile all those and email them all and ask them if we can set up a time to meet with them. And I'll CC you both on the emails.
We're going to meet with them separately, right?
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah, we'll do a draft. Put all their names in a hat. Okay. Overlook camera. That camera was ordered last week and is in, so I'll work on getting that up and running. That, once again, not stopping the work on getting the one that up there is running just for the time being. Having camera coverage up there would be good.
I need to have the name of it, the one by one.
Yeah, I can text it to you. That is all I have for old business. I don't have anything under new business. We're not making any appointments, and nobody has resigned this week. Yay. I open it for discussion of agenda items. Has anybody have any comments on the agenda? I'm seeing none. I personally have no correspondence to share this week. That being said, I look for a motion to adjourn. Oh, hold on, never mind.
I forgot to speak earlier,
Oh, well,
but I've been patiently waiting.
okay.
I just want, I had to put my notes in front of me. Let people know this weekend, Saturday the 6th, is, Christmas on Main Street. Parade starts at 3 o'clock. You'll be up Main Street, line up on School Street, come up around. Following the parade is gingerbread cookie decorating over at the fire station and photos with Santa. That's at 4 o'clock at the historical
Congressional?
Thank you. Church is the Christmas concert, the choir singing. go from there around 4:30 down to the gazebo where the tree lighting, Christmas carols, and in front of the Brick Town Halls, the Historical Society is going to be offering cookies and hot cocoa.
Do you have a brochure on that we can share, or does Greg maybe have one? I just
What's
feel like-
that?
Do you have a brochure that somebody made on?
Want me to send it to you, Alicia?
Yeah, I'd love to put, because I don't think
I
we
got
have
it off the Facebook. I haven't seen any
I
real
haven't either, so we
advertisement.
haven't-
Allegedly, it's on Facebook.
Okay. I won't be able to put anything on our website, because we can do that.
I sent it to Gail
Okay.
tonight, though. I mean, because I didn't
Then
realize
Gail
she
will-
didn't.
Yeah, she'll put it on, but I just want to make sure we get it out as much as we can, so.
But, yeah, we want everybody to join in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great event, so the
Yeah,
more
It's
that know, the
usually
better.
very well attended. That's why I was surprised I haven't seen the.
Yeah.
So it
feel
is
like it's
this
early this year.
Saturday. And they're trying to do
No?
more things at the same time versus starting at 11 and
Come back, yeah.
just so people don't,
Yeah,
people stay out.
cool.
And do we have the tree coming out?
Thursday.
On Thursday. Research Club is putting it
Yep.
up on Thursday.
Okay. I just want to make sure we have the tree.
Caroling is at 5:30 at the bandstand.
And the garland will be up to
Yeah.
Jen knows the date for that, so.
Greg didn't go with our numbers suggestion.
No, he didn't.
So, anyway.
Wreaths and stuff, did those get ordered?
The wreaths have been ordered?
The wreath going up today here. Yep, it was quite the process. Cindy was a part of it, so yes.
Last week, I asked about vacation that started in June, I
Yep.
guess. Do you have anything to report?
I asked, we asked Julie to be here tonight, but there was some didn't get the email, miscommunication. And so she is not here.
Maybe that could be put on the agenda next week?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Well, I think we can add it. We can't discuss it until our treasurer's with us.
what would- I'll send an email tonight asking her to come next Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as you probably know, I was involved with the cemetery restoration project, the veterans and other headstones this past summer. So I had taken pictures, and I had a poster board up in the library, and one of our patrons came in, and she was walking by the poster and saw a before and after picture, and she said, "Hey, that's my great-grandparents' headstone, and how did that get cleaned?" And she wanted to know all about it, so she was very pleased, and eventually, that was a couple weeks ago, she did send a thank you note, and was very appreciative of that.
That's awesome.
And it was nice that she was able to pick it out and notice that. So I know that in the budget, there's $10,000 towards public grounds or something, and that would be split between the cemetery and
Well, we actually
tree.
doing a separate question, for trees, so we have the intention of more of that being used for the cemeteries
Okay,
in that.
so possibly we can use some of that money for.
Yeah, that was the discussion that we had when we talked
Yeah.
about that
And I know
template.
there's 3 veteran headstones up in Highland Cemetery that will need attention. And Judson is definitely willing to come back, so hopefully people will support that.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you. Is there any other comments? All right, seeing none, I look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? All right, thank you. Stay safe tomorrow, everybody.